everyone, this is Miss Barb from the Sterling Heights Library, coming to you from the library today, which you can kind of see behind me, the Storytime Room and our rocket ship for our reading program for kids, 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. I'm here today to bring to you a story, one of my favorite books called Gaston. This is about a little French bulldog and a little French poodle and the activities that they do. To go along with the story, we have got a craft. Making a dog head out of a heart shape. I'll show you how to make that in just a few minutes after the story. Right now, let's go ahead and do the story. This is Gaston. Gaston by Kelly DiPuccio. Mrs. Poodle admired her new puppies. Fifi, Fufu, Ooh La La, and Gaston. There's Gaston. Would you like to see them again? There's Fifi, Fufu, Ooh La La, and Gaston. Perfectly precious, aren't they? Mrs. Poodle thought so too. The puppies grew, as puppies do. 3 were no bigger than teacups. The 4th, however, continued to grow and grow until he was the size of a teapot. Mrs. Poodle took pride in teaching her puppies how to be proper pooches. They were taught to sip, never slobber, and they were taught to yip, never to yap. So 3 of them are sipping very nicely, but Gaston, well, he's slobbering a little bit. And 3 of them are saying yip, 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 but Gaston, he says ruff. And they were taught to walk with grace, never to race. So they go tip-toe, tippy-toe, but Gaston goes whoa! I think he was running. He was racing a little bit. The puppies were also taught how to look pretty in pink, nibble their kibble, and ride in style. Whatever the lesson, Gaston always worked the hardest, practiced the longest, and smiled the biggest. Mrs. Poodle was very pleased with all her puppies. Fifi, Fufu, Ooh La La, and Gaston. Spring arrived, and the proud mother was eager to show off her darlings. She took them to the park for their very first stroll in public. There was much to see: daffodils, ducklings, and dogs. Oh dear, who do we have here? There is Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette. Would you like to see them again? There's Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette. This was more than a little awkward. The mothers sized up the pups. The pups sized up one another. It seems there's been a terrible mistake, Mrs. Bulldog said, breaking the silence. Oui, oui, Mrs. Poodle agreed sadly. Whatever shall we do? Mrs. Bulldog could not come up with an answer. I guess we'll let them decide, she replied at last. So look at the dogs. I see in the Poodle family, well, we have 3 little dogs and 1 big dog. And in the other family of bulldogs, I see 3 big dogs and 1 little dog. Do you think maybe Antoinette should go here and Gaston should go here? Do you think they're mixed up? Let's see what happens. Gaston and Antoinette were young, but even they could see that there had been a mix-up. The 2 puppies began to circle around and around the group. Gaston walked with grace. Antoinette raced. Gaston yipped, and Antoinette yapped. And when they finally came to a stop, the puppies had traded places. There, that looked right. It just didn't feel right. So now Gaston is with the Bulldog family, and Antoinette is with the poodles. That evening, Antoinette tried to fit in with her new sisters, but she did not like anything proper or precious or pink. She says, "Phooey." On the other side of town, Gaston tried to fit in with his new brothers, but he did not like anything brutish or brawny or brown. He's going, "Ew, ick." He doesn't like things there. Antoinette and Gaston weren't the only ones who were having a hard time adjusting. Oh, and you see the poodle mom? She's looking at all the pictures. Do you think she misses Gaston? And look at the bulldog mom. She's looking at her picture of all of her babies. I think she misses Antoinette. The next morning, Mrs. Poodle forgot all about being proper and raced back to the park. Mrs. Bulldog was already there waiting with her burly brood. "It seems we've made a terrible mistake," she nearly shouted. "Oui, oui," Mrs. Poodle agreed happily. This time, Gaston and Antoinette wasted no time trading places. There, that looked right, and it felt right too. So Gaston is back with his family with the poodles, and Antoinette is back with the bulldog family. From that day forward, the families met in the park every afternoon to play. Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette taught the poodle puppies a thing or two about being tough. Likewise, Fifi, Fufu, Oolala, and Gaston taught the bulldog puppies a thing or two about being tender. And many years later, when Gaston and Antoinette fell in love and had puppies of their own, they taught them to be whatever they wanted to be. And there's Gaston and Antoinette, and they have a bunch of little babies of their own. And that is the end. I hope that everyone enjoyed today's story, Gaston. A story about a bunch of little dogs, one of my favorite stories, and because I love dogs so much, I thought I would show you a craft today, which we use a heart to make the craft, and it's really cool, and it makes it look like a dog. So the things that you will need for this craft is you will need a plain sheet of paper. I just grabbed a plain piece of white paper. You'll need a sheet of paper which will be the color of a dog. In this case, I thought that my dog would be brown, so I've got a brown sheet of paper. And first thing I'm going to do is take my brown sheet of paper, I'm going to fold it in half, and this is where I'm going to make my heart shape. So I'm going to fold that in half lengthwise, so I can get a nice big heart. And I'm going to make that heart shape. And I'm not going to do it quite as large as the sheet of paper, because I'm going to put it on the white paper. I want to make sure it doesn't go all the way to the edge. So I am making a great big heart shape. And this is going to be the dog's head. So get that out of the way. And this is a heart shape, and then this is going to be the dog's head. I'm going to turn it around upside down when I'm actually doing it. So I've got this shape. I already cut out of red paper a shape that's going to be a tongue. And I cut out a couple of shapes, big, long black ovals that are going to be his ears. Now, if you want to make sure that your ears are roughly the same size and shape, you can take a piece of black paper and fold it in half. And when you use your scissors, simply cut through both thicknesses of paper. That way they'll both be the same size, same shape, and the same length. I'm going to set those on the side. First thing I need to do is take my tongue, and I'm going to put that at the bottom middle of my blank sheet of paper. So right in here, I'm going to put some glue. Some glue right here, and I've got the dog's tongue, and for the dog's head I'm going to put this upside down on top of there. I'm going to glue it on, so a little bit of glue, and put that on. So now there's my heart shape. If I flip it upside down or right side up, so this is the heart shape and this is the dog's head, and you see his tongue there. The next thing that I need to do to put on my dog is I need my dog to be able to see. So I'm going to draw a couple of black circles with a magic marker. And you can use crayons, you can use paint, you can use whatever whatever you'd like. And I'm going to draw 2 black circles. Or if you have black paper, go ahead and you can cut circles out of the black paper. So I've got 2 black spots there for his eyes. I'm going to make a black oval above his tongue. And that becomes his nose. And whenever I see dogs, it looks like they have whiskers or it looks like they have little freckles on their cheeks. So I'm just going to draw a couple little dots to be the freckles on his cheeks. And the last thing, of course, for my dog is to put on ears. I can use the marker if I want to, but I decided to use black paper, and I have cut out some ear shapes. Now this is the part that's a little bit more fun. You can put the ears on a dog in all different ways because dogs' ears are very expressive. So right here, you can put his ears on the sides of his head. If you want, you can glue one of them where his ear is up, like he's listening. Or you put both of his ears up like he's really excited. So I'm going to do my dog. What I usually think of when I think of my dog's ears is I think of one ear that just stays down, like that, and I think of one ear that goes up because he's always listening in case someone goes to the refrigerator and gets something to eat. He thinks he's going to eat too. So this is my dog picture, how he has got one ear up and he is listening. So that is the dog craft to go along today with the story Gaston. I hope everyone enjoyed the story and I hope everyone has a great afternoon. Bye-bye.